हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल वंस अगेन। आज हम लोग का स्कूल में एक प्रोग्राम होने जा रहा है। हम लोग जो ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का 75 इयर्स कंप्लीट होने का जो खुशी है, उसको एक मॉक पार्लियामेंट स्किट से हम लोग दिखाने वाले हैं। और हम लोग स्टूडेंट लोग इसके लिए एडमिशन किया है। अभी थोड़ी देर में वो प्रोग्राम शुरू हो जाएगा। अभी प्रिंसिपल सर भी आने वाला है और कुछ गेस्ट भी आएगा। तो आप लोग देखते रहिए वीडियो को एंड तक।
Good morning, everyone. Most welcome our guest, Mr. Tadu Officer, CRCC Hapoli Cluster, our devoted teachers, and my dear students. So today, we have reached a milestone, very important milestone. That is the 75th year of our Indian Constitution. We are observing this year as the 75th year of our Indian Constitution. It took lots of sacrifices. Opportunity for us to showcase it to the state government that our school, Padilalang Memorial School, we are very, very serious regarding our Indian Constitution, and we want to follow it, and we will follow it till our last day. Thank you, everyone.
So much for your inspiring words. Now comes the highlight for today's program, a skit on mock parliament performed by our school students. So let us sit back and observe how our real parliament works.
Have you ever wondered who makes the important laws and decisions in our country? A very good morning to one and all present here. Today I, a student of Padilalang Memorial School, is here to bring about a mock parliament. Parliament is the supreme legislative body of our country that comprises of the President and the two houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Today we will look at how the Lok Sabha functions in the Parliament Assembly. Lok Sabha, as per the provision Article 79, is the lower house of the Parliament that consists of all the representatives elected by the election on the basis of adult suffrage across the nation. Parliament in any country have the powers to abolish any existing law, amend any existing law, or create a new law. So in order to understand the functioning of the Lok Sabha in Parliament, we the students of PLM school are here to present a mock assembly session. There are generally many items in the Lok Sabha, and from there we have taken the question hour and the legislative business. We have the ruling party on the left side and the opposition party on the right side. So without delaying the time, let us all begin with our first session, that is the question hour with the national anthem.
My question is for Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment.
districts, including districts in Arunachal Pradesh, to make India drug-free. We have launched awareness campaigns through schools, colleges, and panchayat. We have government-funded rehabs and de-addiction centers. We have also partnered with local NGOs for counseling and community outreach. Furthermore, we are also planning to introduce a mobile counseling platform to reach youth in remote areas. Thank you.
Question party. Is there any additional question you may ask?
Honorable Speaker, my question is for the Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment. I want to start by saying that awareness campaigns alone are not enough. Report says that children as young as 13 are getting addicted to drugs. What steps are being taken to ensure that mental health counseling and de-addiction support are available within schools themselves?
Well, we have initiated discussion with the Ministry of Education to integrate counseling services within school under Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. Also, pilot projects in Papumpare and Tirak have already started. We aim to deploy trained school counselors and provide teacher training on early identification of addiction signs. Thank you.
Is there any more further question? Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My question is for the Ministry of Social Justice and Environment. Is the Honorable Minister coordinating with the Ministry of House Affairs and Narcotics Bureau to take a cross-border drug trafficking, especially through the borders in the Northeast?
Well, yes, the ministry works closely with the Ministry of Home Affairs, the NCB and police departments. We are setting up district-level task forces holding monthly review meetings with the state administration. Also, we are collaborating with border security forces to strengthen monitoring in vulnerable entry points. A unified action plan for the Northeast is being drafted and will be presented soon in the House. Thank you.
Question party. Is there any more question? Go ahead. Honorable Speaker, I stand here on behalf of my party. And regarding these issues, we demand a special parliament committee be set up to study about the substance abuse crisis in the Northeast and monitor real-time progress. We don't want a bunch of bundle of sheets and documents lying around in the government office. We want real-time progress.
Why you keep asking questions?
If we don't ask for it, it will not work. Maintain the decorum.
I apologize for the inconvenience, Honorable Speaker. I shall now proceed to answer the question raised by the Honorable Member of Arunachal Pradesh. Well, yes, we welcome such suggestions and are open to bipartisan cooperation on the national. Thank you.
Honorable members, please note that only relevant questions are allowed during the question hour. Is there any more question?
I just want to say that our government is trying to decrease the percentage of the drug trafficking, and we are still trying to improve the area. And in the Northeast, we have said that Arunachal is the fourth largest which has consuming drugs, right? But we are with everything. We are coordinating with the NCB, and we have appointed a very special task force to identify those who are consuming drugs or trafficking the drugs in the Northeast. And to all over the country, we are still trying our best because it is our role, and we are doing for the public interest. We are not doing for individually. So that is the reason why I have stated and said that.
So, there is no more question, so let's move to question number 2.
The next question is from the Honorable MP of Uttar Pradesh.
Thank you very much, our Speaker, ma'am. So my question is for the Minister of Health and Family Welfare. Respected Minister, so as we all know that states like Jharkhand, Bihar and Arunachal Pradesh continue to struggle with the poor healthcare infrastructure. District hospitals are under-equipped and there is a severe shortage of medical professionals. Despite these conditions, the number of colleges in these states are extremely low. So what the government is doing? What the government is doing to expand the medical education and healthcare facilities in these backward states? Thank you. That's
I strongly disagree with your assumptions. Your data is not clearly checked.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The government is fully aware of the healthcare infrastructure and medical education across states. To bridge this gap, we are setting up new medical colleges attached to districts and hospitals. We have approved 157 medical colleges across India. Of this, many are being established in districts including in Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, and Arunachal Pradesh. We have increased MBBS and PG seats over the last 5 years. The Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana is also upgrading existing model institutions to AIMS level standards. We are committed to making medical education accessible and affordable for all the regions. Thank you.
Is there any more additional question? Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, ma'am. So my question is for Minister of Health and Family Welfare. My question is, even when colleges were announced, the actual construction delayed 4 years. Some were not even constructed. Some colleges lack faculties and modern equipment. What mechanisms are in place to ensure that implementation and functioning of these colleges? A very important point. We have introduced now quarterly progresses of all digital health infrastructure portal. We are hiring faculty through a fast-track mode, working with the state health department and for land and construction support. Furthermore, AIMS at Guwahati and proposal for AIMS in Arunachal are part of our Northeast development priority. We are holding monthly review meetings with the state administration, collaborating with the border security forces to strengthen monitoring in vulnerable entry points. A unified action plan for the Northeast is being drafted and will be soon presented in the House. Thank you.
Mr. Martin, is there any more further questions? Suit your question.
Thank you, Speaker ma'am. My question is for Minister of Health and Family Welfare. Uttar Pradesh has a large population, and we know that, right? With a significant rural population and various tribal communities who are not getting major opportunities, who are not being able to afford them. And don't you think them having the opportunity will develop the country? It will, right? So my question here is, what steps are being taken to encourage local students, especially tribal and rural backgrounds, to join medical field? What are you and your PM doing, and how is the progress going on? Excellent question. We have introduced education in medical seats under All India quota for EWS and OBC, and also increased scholarship for SC, ST, and ST and tribal students. The government also supports coaching for NEET preparation through Eclipia Model Residential Schools. Thank you.
Is there any more question? So there is no more question, so let's proceed to next subject. So in the first section, we have seen that the opposition party plays a key role in the smooth functioning of the government as it checks and balances the working of the government by asking questions regarding funds and policy implementations. And now we shall begin with our next session, which is the legislative session, where we will see how bills are introduced in the Lok Sabha and what procedures does it take for the bill to pass from this house. Honorable members, today we take up the National Education Policy Implementation Bill 2020. Now I would like to call upon the Education Minister to introduce the bill.
I rise to introduce the National Education Policy Implementation Bill 2020. This bill aims to bring transformational change in our educational system. Key highlights include education in the mother tongue till class 5 and a new 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 school structure, vocational education along with coding and flexible learning paths. Our goal is to make education more inclusive, skill-based and future-ready.
The bill is open for discussion.
Speaker ma'am, my question is for Education Minister regarding the bill. That why when the state government does not consult properly before making this policy? Education, whereas we all know that education is a joint responsibility of both center and state. And also, education is a key foundation of India and I think many of the countries. And taking it lightly might hurt the structure of India, basic structure. That's my question. What do you have to say?
Thank you, Honorable MP. But states were consulted through meetings and reports, and we are not keeping the states for others. We are working together, and education is a joint responsibility of both and center and the states. And however, we welcome your further suggestions, and we will coordinate with state and NEP respect both central and state roles. Thank you.
Speaker ma'am, the policy talks about education in mother tongue till class 5, but many fear that this will lead to imposition of Hindi in non-Hindi speaking states. What about regional language? What about states like Arunachal Pradesh which do not have any particular language? Many schools have different types in each class. What about them? Are you going to separate them? How many teachers are you going to appoint for those schools? And what about the, for example, class 5 students? This policy is going to have a bad impact on their studies by including an extra subject on their daily study routine. What about them? That's my question.
Yes, this concern is valid, but let me clarify that the policy promotes education, learning in any regional language, not just Hindi. So it's not implementation of Hindi. The language can be anything: Tamil, Telugu, Assamese, Bengali. The language the child speaks, they can learn from that language. And our main aim is to help children learn better in their early ages. And what was your question again? Another question.
What about the board exams of class 5 students?
This policy is flexible. Please ask relevant questions.
But is this policy going to have a bad impact on their studies by including the extra subject in their daily study routine?
No, it's not going to affect their studies. It is flexible. Our policy is flexible, so they can choose. They can choose what they want. It's not. We are not forcing. Thank you.
Yeah, you may.
Honorable Speaker, this is a widely known fact that many government schools still don't have enough teachers or classrooms. Many don't even have books. There are many teachers who remain absent and come to school just to take salary. Without these basic teachers, how will this policy be implemented?
We agree infrastructure needs improvement, but the government plans to increase education spending up to 6% of our GDP. And teacher training, digital tools, and new materials are already being developed under the policy. I guess you got the answer. Yes, thank you.
Honorable Speaker, this is my last question for Education Minister regarding the bill. That I want to clarify one thing. Will this policy lead to more privatization?
No.
It seems so. Poor students already face struggle to afford like high public, expensive private schools. And also, is it necessary to change the education to 5 plus 3 plus 3, 4? Is it necessary and is it affordable for all the students beyond their caste and beyond their classes?
Your question doesn't make sense.
My question does make sense. Maintain the decorum. Please maintain the decorum.
No, it will not give. The enemy focus on strengthening public education, not private education. And also government school will receive new supports. In this policy, we will give more funds to improve the infrastructure of teaching, and we'll try to make better the government school more better. And our main aim is equity and access for every child, rich or poor. And for the question that why we are changing to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, everything has a reason. So let this bill launch so that you see the changes. So you are saying that this bill has not any effect, right? But believe in me, we are very confident that this bill will benefit all the sections of our society. And why we are people have chosen us to bill, and we are doing for the public interest, not for any individual. So this bill is only for the interest of the nation, not only for one or right. And you are saying that infrastructure, right? The government schools, we are trying to improve their infrastructure. We are employing all the youth who are unemployed. We are still giving this. It's not just about students only. It is for our youth who are unemployed. We are giving them teach it everywhere. So that is the reason why we are every this thing. And I urge all the members to please support this bill so we can implement and we can do for the nation. And that's the last thing I want to say. Thank you very much.
The discussion is complete. Now I should put the motion to vote. All those in favor of National Education Policy Implementation Bill 2020 say aye. Aye. And those against say no. No. So in the second session, we have seen that how the bill is introduced in the Lok Sabha and how discussions and debates have taken place. And after this discussion, if the majority of the houses agrees with the implementation of the bill during the voting hour, then the bill will be passed. After the bill is passed in the Lok Sabha, it will be forwarded to the Rajya Sabha, and thereafter the bill will be forwarded to the President for his final seal and signature to implement the bill. This is how bill becomes an act.